Hello, welcome to the Daily Juice. I'm your host, Shardene, and this is your pep talk before you start your day. Today's pep talk is all about how to get shit done and get it done fast. Because for the longest time, I suffered with perfection paralysis. Yes. So I would procrastinate for forever. There's something I wanted to do, an idea that I had, and I thought, this is so good. I could feel it in my body that it was an exciting idea that I wanted to do. It was genuinely something creative because I'm a creative person, but this can apply to anything. So get this idea that I want to do something, but then something that's going to be put out into the world, and I would just sit on it. So I might plan it, and then that would be it. And then I'd just think, all right, I'll get to it. And other things would come up and I would focus on those. And the whole reason that I procrastinated so much was because I wanted it to be perfect. I think it boils down to fear of failure. So I would sometimes I would do the thing, but I would never do anything with it because I think that's not perfect enough. I would write drafts of things, but never really get past the first section because I wanted that first section to be perfect before I moved on. I would put together courses, but think, no, that's not quite ready. That's not quite right. No, this could be better, but not be able to access the creativity to make it better in the moment. And what I've had to do is just use this hack to be able to do things. And so to get over this perfection paralysis, I accept that sometimes I will put work out that might not be the best work that I've ever made, which is a good thing because I only want to get better and better. So I do the best that I can in the moment, even if I think, actually, I know I'm capable of better than this. But sometimes it's a case of I just can't access that level yet until I get this bit of the creativity, the idea out of me and put it out there and perhaps get some feedback on it and make it better. So when I am creating things, I look at it and think, in this very second, can I do anything better? And if the answer is no, then it's going out. Or I might sit on it for a day or two and then it's going out, because I know that just having it done and out there is way better than it just festering in my head or in my notebook and no one ever has access to it. So if you have this idea for something and you're procrastinating on it, it might be that you're scared of failing and you want it to be perfect. And I've had to accept perfection doesn't actually exist, because what I think is perfect today will not be perfect tomorrow. I'm always going to be able to pick at the things that I've done, and that's a good thing because I can improve on them and make them better. So today's the day. That's what I'm trying to say. Today is the day. If you have that thing and you've been procrastinating and you've got perfection paralysis because you're too scared to put your stuff out there in case someone judges you or says something that isn't celebrating you completely, then this is what you need to do. Think of the thing that you want to get done and imagine it done. Imagine it's completely completed and you love what you've done. And then feel that feeling in your body. Just feel, where does it feel in your body? Is it excitement? Is it relief? Is it, I don't know, any manner of positive emotions? And really feel it and take a moment to feel it. And what I like to do is put some music on and dance and just feel like I'm in a really high energy, good space. You can do whatever you want to do to feel that way. Maybe for you it's meditation, maybe it's going to the gym and working out, and whilst you're working out, just visualizing, I finished this project, I've done it, and this is the feeling that I have. Or you could write out a diary entry how it feels, and then once you've done that, it's a small part of this process. You feel good, you sit down and you commit to getting this idea out, and you get in, hopefully, your flow state where all this creativity and all these ideas come to you from the universe, and you stay open to what's coming in. Because I found that the more I focus on the perfection of something, the more I procrastinate, the more I'm closing myself to the universe, the more I'm closing myself to ideas. This notion that ideas float around the ether and they just float into your mind when you're on the vibration of them, when you're a match for them, I wholeheartedly live. And I know if I've closed myself down because I'm just I can't do this, I'm not good enough to do it, I'm going to fail at it, I'm scared of what people will say about it, I'm closing myself off to other ideas that need me to put myself out there. So I want to stay open. So when I do this and I get into this state of, oh my God, really high vibration, high energy, I've done it, it's completed, before I start, it makes me more open to those ideas to flow in. I'm not as closed off. But the key to this is not to stay in that let's get ready state for too long, like put a time limit on it. So make sure if it's a 20-minute meditation, that's all it is, and then you jump straight into it. If you're going to go and work out, make sure you know how long that workout is. If you're dancing, be like, all right, it's a song or it's 3 songs and I'm getting into it. Don't make the getting ready to be ready the main event, because it isn't. This is just a warm-up act for the main event, which might be hard, which might mean that you have to do things you haven't done before. It's sometimes scary putting things out into the world, but if you've had this idea and it feels good to you, you've had that idea and it feels good to you for a reason, and that reason is it needs to be created and people want to see it, and there's a hole, a niche, a space for it in people's lives that you can fill. So then you get into the flow and you do it, and you accept that, yes, I might be able to do better in the future, but this is right now in present moment. Is there anything I can tweak? You could ask someone else for feedback, but don't spend too long in this phase before you send it out, and just get something done, because you can't work on something if you haven't got something to work on. If you haven't done a full draft of a book that you're writing, how can you make it better if you haven't even got the first draft down? Like, it doesn't matter if the first version of something is a complete pile of shit, because you can work on it and build on it, but you can't work on, build on nothing. And I know people say you can't shape, what's the term? Can't mould a turd? I don't know. Some saying about shit. But if you create something you think, actually, this isn't that great, just pick a few things, think, right, what can I make better right now, quickly, or in the next day, or in the next week, just don't leave it for years and years and years and let that idea die inside you. Or worse, see someone else take that idea and act on it, and you sit in the sidelines thinking, oh my gosh, like, I could have done that. I had that in me. They've actually executed it, not as good as I was going to execute it anyway. So today is the day. We're not going to suffer with perfection paralysis anymore. We're not going to put off that fear of failure, because there's no learning in doing nothing. So get out there, get that stuff done, get in those high vibes, and just know that having it done beats having nothing at all. So I hope you're going to have an amazing day. I'll see you very soon for more Daily Juice. Bye. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.